Hey, this is Chuck, and you are listening to Fans with Bands, the podcast where we talk to the fans and the bands they dig about life, music, and whatever the hell else we want to talk about. Today on Fans with Bands, we're talking to Convulsis. Check it out. Hey, this is Chuck with Fans with Bands, and I'm talking to Jimmy, Bubba, Adam, Garrett, and Davey of Convulsis. How you guys doing?
Good.
Great.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. So Jimmy was kind enough to get me a copy of your EP, which was an evil born of the abyss. And I listened to it and I was like, holy fuck. I mean, you guys, it was just so goddamn heavy. When the first riffs of Servants of the Abyss, I was just like, Jesus Christ, what the hell? It was so fucking cool. So thank you first for, thank you for being on here, but also for making that fucking, the only bummer with it is it's only 4 fucking songs. That's the only problem I have.
Yeah, gotta leave them wanting something, man. We got more on the chamber. Yeah. We got more on the chamber, man.
Awesome. Yeah, because every tune rips. I mean, every single one was just like bam, 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 bam. And it was like,
May or may not have only one more song left.
But yeah, it was so good. So, how did Convulsis come into existence?
I'll take this one. So I was, I guess, I don't know. I was jamming in Play Gears a while back. Yep. And then I ended up leaving the band, and I ended up linking up with Chris from Shit Life for a little bit. And he has a project that I'm not going to tell anything about. I think it may be secret or something, but so he's doing another project, and I was jamming with him for a little bit, and he needed, I don't really shred, I just do rhythm. And so he needed a shredder, and he was like, hey, I need to get this guy. And I'm like, yo, your band, your call, do what you got to do. So as soon as that happened, I was like, well, shit, I got to do something. I was kind of starting to write. Yeah. And so I just started compiling material, and I think I had reached out to Adam and Bubba separately at different times, hey, you want to do something? And it just wasn't the right timing at the time. So finally we all started, Adam and I got together, started hashing out some stuff. And then Bubba quickly was already on board anyways. He was like, okay, yeah, let's all get in there.
Had nothing going on.
Yeah. And then Davey and I had already been jamming before in a band called Berserkules, which was kind of like a Pig Destroyer-y kind of just, tongue-in-cheek kind of grind kind of shit. Yeah, riff salad. With our boy Tony. So he ended up moving away. So Davey, him and I have been working on mainly just old school death metal kind of stuff on the side. And so we finally all just joined forces. And then I think you worked with Garrett, right?
Yeah, Zeke's Rock and Roll Barbecue in Ferndale.
Oh, cool. Awesome.
Got a sponsor.
They're closed now.
The food. I miss it.
Yeah, I just remember slathering ribs in the back in the kitchen there. Bubba was
Smoked
there.
that brisket for 12 hours. Son.
Smoked that pork ass all the way. Basil and dry rub, rosemary and thyme and fucking assorted spices But no, anyway, yeah. So I worked with Bubba, and I was on fucking Facebook one day, and Bubba posted that he had a new project, and I was working on a new band. He dropped the demo.
People.
Yeah, he dropped the demo.
If you post it, they will come, and he came.
Yeah,
He came already.
Came, dude. Right there. But yeah, and I came in, auditioned, had a second audition.
You can hear on the EP, he fucking killed it. So.
Oh hell yeah! I mean that is what. So I'll be honest with you guys. Like sometimes I hear a thrash band and I love the music, but the vocals kind of just, I don't know, either they're maybe, everybody's got their own taste, but sometimes like maybe a little too punk or a little too death metal for the thrash element of it. But Garrett, your voice is perfect. You got kind of this, I think of like Exodus,
Yeah, Zetro.
Zetro, yeah.
Zetro is Demolition Hammer, dude. You got Garrett.
Yeah.
I do want to mention with him though too. He's a hip hop artist too, man. So like, he does his Genghis Khan shit on the side too.
Oh
man.
no shit.
Like yeah. So I mean,
Awesome.
you hear that like the fluidity like in the lyrics, man, like
Yes, absolutely.
it comes
Great
through.
phrasing,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, the phrasing exactly. You know, that rapid fire delivery to be able to get all those lyrics out, you know, but also have it be, you know, I like the enunciation. You know, you get the lyrics as opposed to it just being not, you know. Again, I love death metal too, but sometimes you're like, what the fuck did that guy say?
I just want to say thank you, Chuck, you know, for the kind words, and I really appreciate that. Like, this is my first band, like first time being in a band. I like Adam was telling you, I'm a hip hop artist. I go by Genghis Ganj, and I've been doing that since high school. I put out
Awesome.
my first album in 2008, and now I'm rocking with these fucking foons.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, having
Oh,
a
yeah.
fucking blast, writing good music, and we're just ready to play more shows and fucking
Awesome.
represent.
Awesome. So, as far as the album, like, Jimmy, did you have it pretty much written, or was it like pieces of things, riffs ready
I
to
had a
go?
lot of material already kind of compiled, but we sort of saw what was working, what wasn't, and like,
Yeah.
I mean, there's like, I mean, I think there was like 10 songs or
Handful of
something.
songs,
There's
yeah.
like, yeah, so
Oh.
we picked out like some choice nugs, and then like went from there.
Yeah.
Jimmy, no shortage of riffs.
Yeah, a quarter of me, and I'm like, oh. But,
So what
yeah. So, well, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say. So, what is the songwriting process like now that you've got like the full group? And I know Davey just was announced as the official bass player, but what is that dynamic like for you guys? Is it get together, people come up with riffs and throw it together and try to make a song, or does somebody come in and say, "Yay, man, I got this full idea," and you guys kind of check it out, maybe tweak it, and go from there?
It hasn't been yet, just because we were sitting on so much material.
Yeah.
I think we were sitting on those songs like almost 2 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it's been a minute. I've been tweaking those songs for a long time, sending those demos out, like to see who was gonna like, hey, let's do something. You know, who bites, And so I'm like hopeful. Like, I mean, I know like everybody in this band is an absolute fucking powerhouse of talent. So that's where I'm like, okay, let's learn enough songs to kind of like play out, get a recording out. And then like now we can start kind of going in and start all writing together. That's the hopes, because we all can demo and record at our houses anyways and send each other shit. So
right.
That's, I think, going to be the real more fun in the band, honestly, because the writing will get more diverse and more like, it's just going to be awesome to hear minds coming together.
Yeah.
Because honestly, you know, everything on the EP I pretty much had written. It was just sort of like what I had, and you know, it's just the way it happened. Right. But like, writing wise, like we were all like on board. Like Davey's a guitar player usually, and he fucking crushes. He was in Two Neck Noose.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Yeah,
that,
so
yeah,
you know them, yeah. So like he did vocals and sang in that. So I mean, like I said, everybody's an animal, a beast in this band. So I'm ready. Like once we, you know, we're just like we're about to play like what, like our second show coming up
December 3rd with Nethergate, Siphoned.
Siphoned is so fucking good. Too.
Recorruptor,
like that.
Yeah, so
Recorruptor. My God, those guys.
Yeah.
No, last calling Jonestown.
Yeah, last calling Jonestown.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah. So it's the dynamic is yet to happen, I think, which I'm really looking forward to. I think it's going to be really badass.
The EP was just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, just the tippity tip.
Awesome.
It's like,
that's what I like to hear.
Chuck, it's like this. It's like you got a big pot of gumbo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You gotta let it simmer. You gotta let it fucking simmer, and that's what we're doing right now. We're boiling all of the elements together as one into a big, tasty fucking jambalaya of thrash for all you guys. It's sizzling right now.
Awesome.
And, yeah, that was my boy Greg right here. From Atlanta.
Hey, hi, Greg.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
Look at how proper you are looking right now.
Hey, I had to fake it for my 9 to 5.
Hey, man. Oh, good, dude. Thank you for coming on here, man. What is your question? What are you dying to know about? You already know everything about my fucking ass.
Yeah. What is your fetish with sharks, and how did you explain that to your bandmates so that they got on board with your fetish?
That is a great fucking question.
We gotta preface that real fast, because that song "Waiting to Die" is about the USS Indianapolis.
Oh, really?
The worst shark attack in recorded history, I think.
Yeah.
So I had heard about like his thing with sharks, and I was like, kind of hit him with this idea, and he just went for it, man.
So it started at a very young age. I was really terrified of fucking water and big water spaces. Yeah. And like, so my number one fear in life is being eaten alive in open water by a shark. That's real shit. But as a child, I could repeat and say fucking like all the sharks fucking proper like Latin names and shit like at a young age. I mean, I'm a major nerd now, but back then even worse. So that was my thing. My dad made me a Pinewood Derby car. There was a fucking shark that had a fin on it and shit.
Awesome.
And I was in Cub Scouts. So I've been obsessed with sharks forever. So the idea I brought to the table for everybody in the band was this. You tell me what you think. So the idea was like this. So it's a zombie shark. He's a fucking shark, but he's a zombie, right? So he just scours the fucking earth in search of fucking bodies to chew on. From Rio de Janeiro to fucking
sharks already do that.
They do. He can't die. Quint
you just can't die.
No, he can't die. So Quint, dude, Quint could sit in his belly and stab him with a harpoon. He's not gonna fucking die. He's gonna keep coming back. So it was a zombie shark, but Jimmy's like, yeah, I don't know about all that. So so we went back to the fucking drawing board. We went back to Big Grease and we slapped our fucking ideas on them and scribbled it out. And what we came up with was Waiting to Die. And it's about the most brutal shark attack in U.S. history. And like Jimmy said.
So I mean, if you know anything about that it was that ship had come back after dropping off the bombs.
Yep. Right.
And they got hit by I think
it was a Japanese torpedo.
Yeah, Japanese torpedoes sunk their asses, and that was the whole thing. Is the song talks about you're literally floating in water, waiting to die.
But imagine being in water fucking for 5 to 6 days, dude.
It's crazy, man.
Night and day, you can't see shit out there.
It's terrible.
It's circling around you like.
And we weren't making light of it, obviously, but we're just That's insane. That something like that can happen. Like the amount of like panic and fear and like holy shit.
I would drown from how much shit would be in my pants.
Yeah. So Greg, what, I see you got that cigarette going. What you got another question for us?
He wants to know when we're writing the
I don't know. I didn't
Tara Reid.
I didn't prepare properly.
Good. What's up, Chuck? You got more questions, I'm sure.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Well, I was wondering, what is each of yours, out of the 4-song EP, which is the one that you love the most and why?
Let's start with Adam. Oh, Adam hasn't talked much.
Well, personally, man, like, I really love Poison Womb. It grooves really nice, like almost like a kind of like a Pantera vibe from like the early 90s. And like, I mean, the premise, I mean, it's like the slowest song on the album, if you could say that, but like it just, I don't know, it's got that just that nice, like kind of like I could kind of like lay back and like fucking like actually groove to it. It's the easy song for me. It's pretty much what I'm saying. Yeah. So like,
you get a breather.
Plus, like the premise, like the concept behind the song too. Being that it's like loosely based on the Basket Case movie. I had never seen that before Garrett joined the band, and I mean,
it's only about the first one. Fuck the rest.
All right, let's go, Garrett. How about you?
I have to say I'm gonna cheat and do a tie.
Right.
The first one that I would say really is Living Obituary. It's the first song I wrote for the band. The first day that I auditioned, they told me to learn Dead Embryonic Cells by Sepultura, and that was the song that I auditioned with. But I also, when I showed up for the first day of the audition, they had a demo track that they had showed me, and I wrote a song to it, and it's called Living Obituary, and it's a song about struggles I have with mental health and kind of about that. So I didn't really know where we were going, like subject matter wise, or like as far as that vision was. So I just sat with the music and let it talk to me. And I said, well, let me speak from the heart. And what can I talk about? What do I know that I can do this song? And that's what it was. So
that's cool.
Close to me for that. And then Waiting to Die, because I just love sharks.
Excellent. Bubba, how about you?
I'm probably gonna have to go with Garrett on the whole tie thing between Living Obituary and Waiting to Die. As a guitar player, Waiting to Die is just, I don't know. Everything about it is just 100% just pure energy. Like I said, he talks about sharks. Jaws, in my honest opinion, is like one of my favorite horror films of all time.
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Just imagine, like I said, you're just stuck in the fucking ocean with a 25-foot man-eater named Bruce and
Fucking asshole.
like everything about that song is just 100% just going. And I'll probably have to say Waiting to Die for me would be my favorite. Living Obituary would be a second close call. Like the breakdown is so heavy. I broke my girlfriend's phone to that breakdown. I'm sorry.
Sorry, Haley.
Come back.
Yeah, our songs definitely have like a different approach, like whatever it's feeling, So
Yeah.
Other than that, Waiting to Die has to be my call.
Cool. Jimmy.
I'm gonna go with Servants of the Abyss. There's a little nod, obviously, to like For Whom the Bell Tolls at the very beginning.
Yeah.
It goes in, which is, because I mean, I worship Metallica and Hetfield and all that shit.
Yeah.
But I think like that intro riff, like I was listening to a lot of Merciless at the time.
Oh, cool.
And so if you're familiar with them, like it's just that sort of old school death metal.
Yeah.
But not like, I mean, they were a little, I don't know, like they were like black and death metal almost then too, but like it just had those like really funny chords, which is funny because you can't even hear what's going on. It's too fast. You know what's going on, but playing it's fun. I like that song just because there's so many damn riffs in it, and like it was a lot of fun to record that in the studio. Like hearing that song kind of come to life in the recording was like awesome to me, and then obviously hearing Adam's drums into it, because I had demoed these songs, with like programmed drums. I'm like, hey, check this out, guys, what do you think? And then hearing his shit over it, and then Garrett going over it, I was like, oh my god, like so that would be mine.
Awesome. And Davey,
what's the favorite song you didn't play on?
Well,
so far that you've learned.
9 days.
Probably Waiting to Die. That one's really fun to play. There's like no fat. That song just kind of flows.
Pure energy. Fucking.
It's perfect. It's not bloated at all. It's just perfect in my opinion.
And then you die. You play the song.
Yeah. Awesome. Greg, how about you? What's your favorite? Greg, you still there?
Greg, you with us, brother?
We just got to let
He'll come back.
Atlanta, Georgia swallowed him right up. Away from us.
All right, we'll come back to Greg and get his feedback. I love Living Obituary. That tune, especially that breakdown riff, that fucking heavy the tone on you guys' guitars is fucking great. I love that. Just like
I'm gonna go ahead and let you in on a secret. That's not our tone. Like, so when we
what?
Yeah, right.
We didn't even write that song.
No, I didn't write that. So I think we ended up reamping through like I think Tim. Also, this was all recorded at Tim Trevino's with Fractured Audio Studio in Woodhaven. Fucking amazing dude, amazing studio. Recorruptor, Red Lord, they all just did their shit there too.
Nice.
I can't say enough good things about him. I think it was reamped through like a Mesa Dual. So like he dialed it in, right? It was like, clean channeled in or something, but then I think he reamped through like a Mesa Dual.
Holy cow.
I mean, we're rocking like PV 6505 pluses and just the similar tones.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. That recording is crisp.
It is. It's so good. So I'm kind of curious, like, how you guys got into wanting to play music. Was there a person in your life or a particular musician or something that got you wanting to play the instrument that you do and get into metal? Davey, how about let's start with you?
David.
Yeah. Growing up, I had buddies that knew how to play guitar, and like I had a cousin who played guitar. He showed me some Slayer and Megadeth. Like he played it in front of me. It kind of just blew my mind. So like that Christmas, I asked my mom to get me a guitar, and I learned Raining Blood, which my cousin tabbed out for me, and then I grew up like in CKY, so I learned that guitar. That was fun.
Yeah.
And then, you know, you jam and you find buddies that like music. I found a drummer and we started jamming, and I've kind of been playing in bands ever since.
Awesome. Excellent. Adam, how about you?
So pretty much I started picking up, I picked up the sticks when my brother lived in a trailer in Ypsilanti, and he pretty much had like almost like a shred factory, man. Like just like pretty much like any amp you could think of. I mean, granted, they were all like vintage, like, you know, like Supros, like, you know, old Fender amps that he would like find in Detroit, get them for like dirt cheap. And he found a drum set down there, I think for like $100, like something stupid. And I think it was just kind of like one of those like Inklings to me, just like, you know, like starting to just like kind of just like bang on him. But he kind of showed me like rhythm and like articulate like timing, like as far as like, you know, like learning like about the 2 and the 4 and like the kick on the 1 and the 3. So that was when I was about 9 or maybe 8.
Holy shit.
And yeah, so so from there, yeah, man, like I think my dad went to like a Belleville pawn shop and got me my first drum set when I was about 9. And you know, lo and behold, there was this company named Zico's that made this drum set, and they were usually done in like acrylic finish, but this one had like a birch wood, and there was only about 10 of them made. So I sold this for like fucking like $100 like years later. Come to find out, this thing's like worth a fucking fortune, dude. So, yeah. So, but yeah, man, like I don't know. I've just kind of like, you know, stuck with you know, like you know, just playing drums. Like I went to music school for a minute in Boston. And yeah, man, I mean, like to be quite honest with you, I mean, I listen to metal, man, but like my main focus is pretty much like jazz and like swing and that type of shit. So
Really?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Wow, crazy, man. That's fucking awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, because you sound awesome in the fucking album, dude. Just fucking killer. I love it.
Thank you.
Love the playing.
It's a drummer's drummer.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thank you so much.
Garrett, how about you?
Oh, I mean, I've been like huge into music my whole life. My dad was a drummer and a singer. He was actually in a doo-wop group in the 60s.
Oh, cool.
They're called the Classmen. They had a number 9 hit in Detroit at that time.
Nice.
So like he always like, so from a young age, like after that, he was in a bunch of different bands, like cover bands and shit. He had a country cover band. So from a young age, I was, you know, out watching him do that and everything. And I was always really into professional wrestling as well, which I worked in that as a manager, but that's a different story, whatever. But so from there, it kind of just turned into like a deal. Like I, you know, heard like Pantera, White Zombie, like shit like that, Metallica, when I was like 6 or 7, and was like, oh, this is fucking awesome. And then I fell in love with Esham, and like I remember seeing Dr. Dre, Nothing But a G Thing video on TV, and like, so I was a heavy metal kid that absolutely fell in love with hip hop.
Nice.
And I started rapping in high school, went from there, put out an EP 2008. I've been throwing shows, rapping since then, and then now I'm in a fucking thrash metal band.
This motherfucker shows up in practice
true.
in like black metal shirts of bands I've never even heard of. I'm like, what is this? He's like, you don't know it. Like he's just metal through and through.
Like I'm like saying the nerd thing, like you can see is just I'm a nerd dude, but whatever. But yeah. Thank you for question, man. I appreciate it. That was fun to answer.
Bubba, how about you?
So yeah, guess
that is called
That's all you had to say.
comedic timing.
So yeah, what got me in the music and what got me all inspired was definitely coming from my dad. Everything I want to say musically came from my dad. Growing up, I was like 5, 6, 7 years old. My dad has this old school classic rock vinyl collection from Dio, Priest, Deep Purple, Nazareth. I mean, you name it.
Nice.
Like MC5. He has every copy of the Rolling Stones, for fuck's sake. Everything's London label, original press.
Oh, wow.
You can't get anywhere. But growing up, I'm just like looking through all this stuff, hearing it through a sound system, whatever.
Yeah.
But what got me into music and the instrument, so I'll go a little forward. I was like 12 years old, and all of a sudden I'm just hearing more heavier music, like Pantera, like Megadeth, all that kind of stuff came around. And my dad had a 1974 Ibanez Les Paul copy guitar.
Nice.
And he had that, and he would play it on occasion. I just would periodically look at him. I'd be like, well, that looks kind of fun. So I told him one day, I was like, can I learn how to play that? Hands me the guitar. He's trying to, do the whole, no, your hand goes here, no, this kind of thing. All right.
I know how you do it.
That's not how you do it, Nick. Listen. But after that though, I kind of like said fuck that on the guitar, and I ended up starting to play bass, and I ended up getting a first act. Woohoo! Oh my god. No, a little first act, 15-watt bass amp, and then I'm just kind of like, this is kind of boring. So told my dad again, I want to play guitar. Now I'm like 13. And then just from right then and there, 13, started learning anything that I could, because I didn't have an amplifier.
Oh.
I had a karaoke machine. So all I really had to play on was this just horrible, weak, clean fuzz sound. Anything from blues to just whatever I could play. Eventually, my friend hooked me up with the DS1 distortion pedal.
Oh, yeah.
A little fucking fuzz going, a little more of a tone. Now, next thing you know, I'm in my first band, Hallstatt. That was a long time ago. That was high school days. And
I've seen you guys play.
Yeah, dude, we opened up for Overkill, except I was only like 18, 19 playing for these bands, and it was just
shit.
I'm like, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life. I don't care if I get paid. I just love doing it.
Yeah.
I got to be Bobby Blitz. All sorts of shit happened in my life. Europe, you name it. So now I'm here. Now I'm with these patch of fucking sexy fellas. So now we're just here, want to play more shows, make more music, and just, vibe with the scene.
Wait a minute, you got to meet Europe?
I got to meet Europe. I got to meet Germany. I got to meet Europe itself.
All of Europe.
No, that was great. Europe was fun, all in all. But yeah,
Awesome.
the whole 12 years old journey is now here. So
yeah, man.
That's crazy, man. That's awesome. Jimmy, how about you, man?
So I was like a late bloomer with music, because like I grew up with a really kind of a strict Southern Baptist family. I learned acoustic stuff. Like my dad was like, here, you're gonna like before this, my family is all, bluegrass, all from down South Virginia kind of area.
Oh, cool.
They all play like, like on the porch.
Yep.
Family reunions, we'd get together. Like I'd have an uncle on the fucking keyboard. Like I'd have my cousin Johnny. He'd be shredding the washboard out of a fucking banjo.
Deliverance on banjo.
But
nice.
I was already kind of really drawn to how fast bluegrass was, and I still fuck with like Stanley Brothers kind of stuff. Like they are amazing, and just insane. So I grew up with basically listening to like the Beatles and like just gospel music, not gospel, but bluegrass kind of stuff. So
right.
My dad taught me like G, C, and D. He's like, you're gonna play in the church, and I had to learn on a classical neck guitar, which at a if you know what I mean, it's like a huge neck,
right,
bigger than like a regular standard steel string acoustic. So
so
I'm like trying to stretch and get comfortable with this stupid thing, and so I went from there, and I think I was just telling Davey this earlier, like my metal awakening kind of was like I was 12, I was 94. If you do the math, I'm 40 now, so fuck you. So 94 was huge for me though, because like Sepultura had put out Chaos AD, Pantera put out Far Beyond Driven, Slayer had put out Divine Intervention. I mean, there were just so many great albums that came out at that time that like just like hearing it all like pulled me right in. I started on bass as well. My brother and I used to play, he was guitar and I played bass, and we just worshiped Metallica. So I just learned all the fucking Cliff Burton bass lines. Eventually I just kind of wanted to write, and I was having trouble writing on the bass, and I was like, well, fuck it, I'm going to pick up guitar then, and just took over from there. So it all stemmed from, my family. But it just grew into like, me just, here's what it was. I was like I don't want to like answer too much, but basically like my brother would go away on visitation with his family on the weekends. He'd come back with like tapes of like Queensryche and Metallica
Oh.
and shit like that, and like bring it back to me, and I'd just be bumping it in my fucking Walkman constantly, like, listening to that shit and just studying it. Really, like I wasn't just a fan of it, but I was like listening because I was studying the music almost.
How can I do
That's
this?
cool.
Yeah, how can I, you know what I mean? Like that's what, and I didn't realize it at the time, but I
Then
was
he
like,
discovered down picking.
and then I discovered down picking. You know, it was,
Yeah,
so
you
that's-
guys
that's what
blow me away with that because I suck at it, and I'm always impressed with guys that can play with the accuracy and speed that you fuckers can. Yeah, fucking
Yeah,
awesome.
Yeah,
That's all I did, man, in my room, hours on end in high school. I just
Nerding
gave
out,
up my
dude.
life to play guitar.
Yep.
Awesome, awesome. So we got let's see, Uncle Tone.
Uncle Tone.
Tone.
Tone, can you hear us?
That's Tonyo?
Tone low.
Oh,
Funky Cole.
I don't hear anything but Tone.
Is a tone low.
So Uncle Tone or Greg, do you guys have any questions for these
Whoa.
guys?
Party foul.
Hush.
Oh. All right, I'm going to continue then. So, kind of along that same lines is like, and we might have touched on it a little bit, but what was the very first album you ever bought? And it could be a CD or fucking download. You know, I realize not everybody bought vinyl. You're not as old as fucking I am. So,
I'll take it.
all right, go.
So I believe I'm pretty sure the first album CD, this would have been at like Circuit City in Taylor back in like fucking like 95 96, and it was Rancid and Out Come the Wolves.
Oh, nice.
And dude, I mean that album changed my fucking life.
I
So,
remember-
still to this day, I mean the bass lines on that, man, like untouchable.
Yeah, I remember seeing. Didn't they have a video out at that time too?
They did a Time
yeah.
Bomb and Ruby Soho. Yep.
Yeah, hell yeah, that was awesome. I think that was my introduction to that band. Is that album? So yeah, very cool.
That's a good introduction to get acquainted with them, man. Yeah, that's still like, I mean, you know, as you know, top 5 punk albums, that's in there for sure, 100%.
Awesome. Bubba, how about you?
So my first CD, I will say it was the Ozzy Osbourne tribute to Randy Rhoads a while back, I think.
Yeah.
I was like maybe really young in high school still, and just in Walmart they had CDs and I just looked. So I grabbed that, and yeah, that was the start from there. And then obviously just never really, I lived in K-Pac, which is just complete isolation from everything. So once I finally started moving down here, like from Ferndale to just anywhere in the city where they have everything now. Now you do have like what, Found Sound in Ferndale?
Yeah.
I want to say, but then I finally started being able to collect vinyls and just more CDs from there, and was just collecting any Iron Maiden album I could find from there. They had just anything huge on Metallica, so I had to get the first 4 albums.
For sure.
Yep, I am picky on the 5th, but other than that,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, when it comes to
I mean,
it was definitely Randy Rhoads Ozzy tribute.
I love early Metallica, but the Black Album was a bummer for me, and
It's a hit or miss. Like I said, it's a hit or miss.
It's a perfect album.
I like it more than I hate
It's
it,
a perfect album.
but it's definitely not Saint Anger.
Oh, I did. No, I mean,
Dang, dang.
in its own right, the Black Album, it's like the masterpiece.
I'm just saying, Through the Never is a hard riff.
That shit's fire, dude. To me.
It is
I'm sorry.
perfect.
It's
Don't
not
listen to
trash,
Enter
but-
Sandman. The radio kills it for
It's the only
everybody.
song that's kind of like me.
that's right.
Yeah, but then you got your sisters playing fucking, you know what I mean?
You're
Like,
my favorite song off that album, Stuffy.
I fucking love that song.
I fuck with the Black Album
I
for
fuck
sure.
with it
I
hard as
love the
fuck.
Black Album. I
Yes.
would say. Yeah. When I
Awesome.
went to Found Sound, they got
I mean,
the first
it
4
didn't sell
albums.
so many copies for no fucking reason.
If they have a No
That's
Life
true.
of Leather demo though on vinyl, I'm gonna find that.
Yeah, that would be
I
awesome.
want that.
So, Davey, how about you? What was the first CD album?
Madonna.
My first.
Hell yeah.
Hey, don't dog Madonna. No, my first musical purchase, like my older sister kind of influenced me when I was like real little. Whatever she was listening to, I'd listen to. I remember I had a few bucks from like allowance or something when I was in elementary school, It was actually Bone Thugs and Harmony cassette.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
For the Love of Money, and I played that on her stereo. But like the first CD that I wanted and that I bought was Americana by The Offspring.
Oh, cool. Awesome. Very nice. Very nice. Garrett, how about you?
All right. A lot of like the first CDs I had were like gifts from somebody else, birthday, Christmas, whatever.
Yeah.
That's why I got like a lot of Pantera, White Zombie, and Master of Puppets. But the first CD that I actually purchased with my own money myself was ICP Ringmaster.
Nice.
Why? You can slow clap. That's all right. That's what I fucking said. Dude. I don't care what anybody says. That shit is fucking sweet. But yeah, ICP Ringmaster, I think was it.
Excellent. Excellent. And Jimmy?
I guess I don't really recall exactly what my first one was that I bought personally. I do remember back in the day, I would like, I used to live in this shithole fucking little trailer park in Flat Rock, Michigan called Americana. And it was right across the street from the Flat Rock Speedway. Oh, I remember that. It's a fucking.
There's a gas station now that has like a liquor store right next to it.
They sell me $2.50 pack of cigarettes when I was like 14. Anyways, I would like cut lawns for like $3, and because they were like the size of my fucking foot. Anyways, so these little ass fucking lawns, I'd cut them $3 a pop and be like, all right, well, I'm gonna go buy like Metal Maniacs, Metal Edge magazines, Rip magazines, and shit, Guitar Worlds and shit. And I would see all the bands in there, and I would get those tapes from my brother. I want to say like one of the, because I like I said, I would get tapes from everybody. Like I was getting tapes of like Earth Mover, Deftones, Korn in '94 was another huge fucking influence on me. Like White Zombie, holy fucking shit! I fucking love White Zombie. Like that guy's guitars on Las Exorcisto are some of the best shit I've ever heard written in my life. Honestly, I think one of the first like I think one of my first big loves obviously is Metallica. And like I would just buy. I'd be at home and be like, Dad, can you go buy me this CD? I'd give him my money that I probably stole from him. Like, can you go buy me this CD, Dad? And like he'd see the cover and be like, this is devil music. And I'm like, it's not, no, Dad, it's good. I was like,
Daddy hasn't heard Deicide
yet. No, it's not devil music, Daddy. Yeah, so that was probably it. Was probably like Metallica or Slayer. I do remember having the this girl that I went to school with, she gave me the Divine Intervention cassette tape. And back then, the American record stuff, like that tape specifically, like there was a foil like insert inside the cassette tape that was all red.
Oh,
it was fucking sick, dude. And yeah, dude. I remember just jamming that back in the days till that tape just broke. That like pungent stench kind of shit, like just it's pretty diverse on the music spectrum, but like it was probably like Metallica kind of shit like that.
Yeah, awesome. And if so, kind of switching gears a little bit, but if you guys could go, and this we'll go around the horn because you might have different answers, but if Convulsis could go anywhere in the world and play a show, where would you go, and who would you want to have on the bill with you guys? I mean, you could, be opening up for somebody or have somebody opening up for you.
Is active bands?
Active or past bands, or
it can be
whatever your heart
it can be
is.
whatever you want, because you might want
headlining.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Iron Maiden playing the Jaeger
Oh man. All right. Davey.
Honestly, Europe has all the best shows because they're a smaller continent. Like we have like stuff in Vegas. We have the FTA Fest now popping up. Like our country is just so goddamn big. It's hard for people to make it to these shows, like from all over the country.
Right.
You get those fests in Europe and everybody just like, hop on the fucking train and be there in like, 2 hours and that's it.
Yeah.
And they can all pack the place,
of course.
Right.
Europe is where it's at. It's gotta be,
So something about those European fans too.
They're hungry, man.
Love it.
They're fucking hungry. They love it.
Yeah. I mean, what do you think about that though? Because I think you got a good point, Jimmy, because of the huge, geographic thing, because it does seem like, well, South America too. They're fucking crazy for metal, like just fucking crazy for it.
They are, man.
We actually get a lot of listens and follows from like other countries.
The first day our fucking EP drop, man, we got emails about releasing shit on like Mexican, South American, and like Norwegian labels.
Like, yo, what up?
Really?
So, yeah.
That's awesome.
But for the time being, I mean, we just want to like kind of keep it in house and like do a DIY, but so that you can definitely tell, man, like they like the thrash metal.
They
So,
respect it. Yeah, they love it, man.
So is there?
They love it here too. It's just like I said. It's just you have so much music here.
Yeah, I think
even within the metal genre, there's just so much music to listen to.
That's true, but I mean,
like Europe.
Yeah.
But Detroit is one of the hardest audiences to win over too, man. So
but
which is weird because you get so many people that'll go to like a big show, so like Merciful Fate, like everybody I know was there, right? But
I was there.
Yeah,
I was there.
Right? I was not because I had something else going on. But I probably would have been there too. But then the next time, like, you go to a local show that's got killer bands and there's, I don't know, not as many people. And I don't understand that.
I mean, even that Merciful Fate show when we were there, I was kind of surprised because it was like them creator, like I was like, damn, like they didn't sell the balcony.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why I was like, what? Like I was kind of like, damn, if I were on stage, I made this comment to somebody. I was like, if I were on stage looking out and the balcony was empty, I'd be kind of like, why didn't we move this to a fucking more intimate venue?
Right.
Yeah.
But I mean, with COVID and everything, maybe they just, like scheduling and shit for events. I mean, who knows? Like,
where was that at? Masonic?
That was at the
Masonic.
Yeah.
Which was so good, man. The sound was phenomenal.
Yep.
Just
it's a cool place. I saw a priest there, like pre-pandemic.
Oh yeah, was that with that Saxon and Black Star Riders?
With Saxon.
Yeah.
Saxon kicked ass too.
What a great show, man, for sure.
Yeah. All right, so back to the question. So you, so Bubba, Jimmy, you guys are Europe, but any particular festivals you'd like to play if you were?
Wacken Festival, man.
Wacken.
The Wacken Festival is like the festival of all metal festivals.
Yeah.
They have Dynamo in Holland too, I think.
Yeah.
Teen Extreme is
and Hellfest.
Yeah.
Hellfest in France.
I have a friend who lives in Belgium too, who's always trying to like get me to come out and just go to these festivals. Just like I said, Europe has just so many metal festivals out there. It's like I don't even know which one's what. He's like, here's this one, this one.
Yeah. That's kind of on my bucket list is to get to Europe to go to a metal festival because I've been to, Volterra Assault, which was awesome, and I think that's the only metal festival I've ever been to. Well, back in the day.
Well, one in Boston too.
Oh yeah, fucking Maryland. Maryland Death Fest.
They said they were gonna hold off, but I think they're coming back again.
Yeah. That's
that
fun.
That would be a show to play though.
Yeah,
that's
there's
fun.
bands around here now that are going out there and playing.
Chuck, you ever go to FTA?
Yep.
Yeah,
I did. I went the very first year.
Art Mosh Pit.
Yeah, I went the first year, and I think it was Sacred Reich was playing.
Yep.
But then they switched it to the same weekend as the UP Beer Fest.
Beer's more?
It's
a heavy scale there.
Yeah, it's a hard one for me. It's like fucking metal, beer.
Honestly, like I would choose a cold ass beer rather than a fucking hot ass tent.
Sweaty dudes,
mosquitoes, sweaty pits and balls.
Bunch of sweaty drunk fucks. No.
It did rain during Origin when we went though, and it was phenomenal.
It was awesome.
It cooled it right off.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, so you guys were there the first year?
Second year.
Davey and I went to
second year. Oh, okay. All right. So I was thinking
we had a slip and slide at our camp.
Yeah,
we got bands from like
our camp was the place to be.
Yes.
We had air conditioning. We just had a couple blowers in there in our tent.
Oh, nice.
People were coming to visit. We had bands coming to us and stuff.
Awesome. Yeah, it was hot as fuck when we went. It was like 100 fucking degrees.
It got so hot for a couple of years.
I think this one I think was closer to fall.
September.
I don't even know because like now it's November and it's still 70 degrees. So I don't even know if it was any cooler really. Thanks a lot, Joe Biden.
Yeah. God damn it. So Garrett, how about you? If you could play anywhere, and where would you want to play, and with who?
All right. It's funny you ask this question because I've actually given this a lot of thought.
Excellent.
All right, so to start off, Convulsis would be playing in Japan
Nice.
at Korakuen Hall during a Japanese deathmatch wrestling show.
Fuck yeah.
Right? So, and then I would get Discordance access to reunite and play. I would get Bleeding Through, and then Discharge would close.
Oh, awesome.
It would be my show.
Excellent.
Deathmatch wrestling show.
Nice. Nice. I
We
love
did
it.
that Fast Kill from Japan play too, though.
Oh shit, I haven't heard of
Fast
it.
Kill is
What,
fucking crazy.
Was that with the cringy
They have like
vocals?
the most.
God damn it,
They have the most
dude.
muppety sounding vocals, but dude, those dudes fucking.
Oh, they rip, yeah, for
It's
sure. But
insane.
I mean, going back to like what Chuck said about vocals too,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Like,
like the make or break though, yeah.
That will. I'm serious.
And they're fucking nuts, dude.
There's great bands, and they're talented musicians, but sometimes when I hear the vocals, it just doesn't work. And this is any genre, like
Oh yeah.
fucking folk rock, folk music, whatever. The vocals don't do it for me, And people sometimes love that shit, but fuck that. So anyway, Davey, how about you? Where would you go play?
If I were to play somewhere, I think it'd be cool to play somewhere. I don't know specifically, but somewhere in Germany or Finland, Sweden or Poland. Out of those
Nice.
four,
Yeah.
just because that's where all my favorite bands come from. And on the bill, I'd have Us with like Decapitated,
Decap, yeah.
Bloodbath,
Oh yeah.
maybe Vader and Gore Guts, but they can only play from their first two albums.
Yeah.
That's my favorite. Yeah, I guess that's how I would narrow it down. I'd just roll a dice with whoever plays when and whatever city out of those, or whatever country out of those four countries, I guess. That'd probably be my guess.
Yeah, Bloodbath. That new album they had is fucking killer. I love that.
Yeah,
one.
that was the best album they put out in like 3 or 4 albums, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
I
love
thought
Bloodbath.
it was fantastic. Adam, how about you?
My dream ideal gig, man, would be probably playing in the basement of Nice Blood records in Norway, where Mayhem, there's the black metal.
Oh, yeah,
yeah. Do it like a basement show, man. Us, Immortal, as you can tell, like I'm a huge black metal fan, but like yeah, like Immortal, Morduk, 1349. Get the whole fucking gang together. Throw in some Dark Throne too, man. I mean, I don't think they've ever fucking played. I mean, granted, I think they played a show back in the early '90s, man. But that's about. So yeah, their second one is our show. Yeah.
So another kind of question about getting to know you guys is what's your favorite movie?
That's a good question.
Let's start with Jimmy.
I'm a big sci-fi guy, so it's going to be like a toss-up between like Star Wars or like Dune, Alien, like any of those, like Predator. Like I just love like sort of like alien horror. Sci-fi horror type stuff.
Yeah,
like, I love that shit, man. And there's a lot of new like more Western sci-fis that have been coming out, like the movie Prospect. Like it's probably boring as shit to most people, but like it's awesome. Great fucking movie, great idea.
When did that come out?
About the new Dune movies, because I read the books and they're awesome.
So that Prospect movie, when was that out?
Prospect came out like maybe in 2018-ish. 19,
okay,
somewhere.
check that out.
Cool. It's got what's his face that played oh damn, what's his name?
Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, no, the Mandalorian. it's the guy that plays the Mandalorian, So,
yeah.
And then also Kevin Bacon. So they're on a planet and they get fucking footloosed. And, there you go. But no, it's Prospect. They're basically like on a planet to score like a
minerals and shit.
Or like some kind of mineral or whatever that or something in the future or something. But yeah, it's cool. A really cool movie, well written, good soundtrack.
Excellent. Bubba.
This is a tough one. Favorite movies?
God.
like I'm definitely like obviously people who know me outside of band stuff. Like I love horror films. Growing up, I want to say for just nostalgic reasons, 1988 Night of the Demons, the first one.
Interesting.
And just I don't know what it is about that movie. It just became that comfort movie where I would just watch it every fucking night. over and over it, and just watch Linnea Quigley stick that lipstick in her tit. Like, I don't know, like anything from Return of the Living Dead, Night of the Living Dead. I'm just a huge horror buff kind of guy. Like, I love Jaws. Like, I don't know. I can go on and on when it comes to favorite movies. I just can't pick a favorite. But if there is one that sticks out a lot, The Toxic Avenger.
Oh yeah.
Not only is it trauma films, but it's super cheesy and super gory for just any horror movie lover. Like, you can't go wrong with The Toxic Avenger. And yeah, probably,
We need to talk.
I'm saying. So, yeah, I can go all day on movies. Like, if I don't have to pick a horror movie, like The Warriors, for example.
Oh yeah, that's awesome. One. Yeah.
The Thing, if you want to go sci-fi, like
The Thing. Yeah.
Go on and on. So yeah.
Fantastic. Davey.
It's really hard to narrow it down to one movie. Like I was thinking, like everyone's saying a movie, I'm like, oh, that reminds me of this movie.
They Live, like, come
on.
Oh yeah.
I really, really like the original Let the Right One In.
Oh yeah.
The original is like, I could watch that like every day. I really like Evil Dead 2. I really like Pumpkinhead. Yeah.
Pumpkinhead.
Army of Darkness. I forgot to add that one.
That's a great
But
one.
it's just like,
But yeah, I guess in my head, probably Let the Right One In. The original is probably my favorite movie.
Yeah, that is really cool. It's a good concept too. Garrett, how about you?
All right, I'd have to say the original Halloween and the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
of course.
Nice. Very
Classics, yeah. Everybody says, those ones, but those stick out to me the most. Psycho, the original Exorcist.
Yeah.
CB4.
Yeah.
Cool Runnings.
Cool Runnings. Yeah.
I could go on and on. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm a huge horror fan like Bubba. Like Adam said earlier, Poison Womb. I wrote a song inspired by the movie Basket Case. That's Poison Womb. And also coming up in one of the next batches of songs, we got another 80s horror classic.
Don't give it away.
I'm not going to. I already talked about it. I was about to, but yeah, not yet.
Oh, awesome.
So yeah, you can get a little bit more of that kind of stuff from us.
Cool.
So
that's awesome. Adam.
The movie Me and My Lady filmed for Pornhub. No, I'm just kidding.
Great movie.
Hot dog candy.
Hot dog flavor.
It was a happy ending.
No, man, honestly, like, I'm going to be the oddball out here and not select horror, man. I'm going to go, well, actually, two movies tied. So Forrest Gump.
Oh yeah.
That's a fucking, come on, man. And then we're going to go a little dark on this, man. Schindler's List. I think that's phenomenally filmed.
It's a brutal movie.
What exactly, man?
Cinderella Man.
Yeah, it's fucking brutal. I remember watching that movie and thinking, Jesus Christ, because, I think it does a great job of. Well, I can't even imagine what those people went through, but yeah, just the cold brutality of the guy that's running the camp,
Absolutely, man. My as a matter of fact, my brother who has since passed, he was on a vessel for the Navy. And they would have like movie nights, I believe, like every other week. And they screened this before they put it out in the theaters. And there was like a group of like skinheads in this Navy platoon that were just like laughing and joking the whole time. Dude, like, my brother and a gang of his friends like beat the shit out of that. So like,
oh man.
So it holds a special place in my heart, man, for sure. And I mean, what a brilliant film, man.
Yeah, fuck yeah. How about Uncle Tone or Greg? Do you guys have a favorite film? And you can write in the chat if you want.
I would say, sorry, I've been listening the whole time. I'm just trying to corral three wild children. Big Lebowski for sure.
Oh,
I love
awesome.
comedies where you can watch them a million times and continue picking up on just great writing over and over and over. And Yeah, when there's just masterpieces written where every line is funny, and as you watch it more and more, like you pick up more on every individual line. It's great.
Yeah, that is a great movie. See,
Yeah, Walk Hard would be a strong second.
Walk Hard. Yeah.
What do you mean, scientist, Doc?
And see,
Jimmy Knox? Is that what?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Uncle Tone wrote Doom Generation.
Oh,
I don't know if I don't think
I've seen that.
Is that with Dwayne The Rock?
No.
No, he's in the Doom movie, isn't he?
He's in the
This
Doom
is
movie.
like a weird. It's got like Rose McGowan in it and shit, and like I don't even know the premise.
Owl Man with Kevin Bacon's great.
Oh, by the way, the first Resident Evil was great. Silent Hill was fucking great. Like some of those early video game movies were really cool, though.
Yeah.
Oh, a sweet one that I forgot.
Still, they hold up. I think they're cool.
This is a good one.
The newest Silent Hill was like really legit. Or Resident Evil 2. I think. Yeah, the newest Resident Evil was like more like the people told me it was like more like the video game, I guess. Like
cool.
where they're in the cop shop and shit, but like that was awesome though. It was a good movie. It was like an edge of the seat kind of. They're also making it 28 months later, apparently.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
With the original.
That's a good one.
original cast.
So speaking of horror movies, that reminds me. You ever seen 30 Days of Night?
Yes, great movie. Yes,
That's gotta be-
vampire movie.
Yeah, that's the best vampire movie ever fucking made. That's so fucking great. I love that movie. Yeah. And then Uncle Tone also wrote in Terminator 2.
Oh yeah.
Yes, that
Okay,
is.
that's
Yep,
the correct answer.
Yep. You win.
Awesome.
A neural net processor, a learning computer.
Yeah.
Shot after that movie.
The one I forgot though that I have to tell you about is it's a classic. It's often overlooked. I don't know how a lot of people leave this out of their list.
No, is it?
But it's gonna be Hard Rock Zombies. If you haven't seen that, that's a good one. You should check that out.
Yeah.
I brought it over to Adam's house the other day over here. We watched it, and he got through a good chunk of it.
Yeah, like 50 minutes.
It's fucking hilarious. It's so bad. It's
There's no premise. There's no dude. There's like this little person coming out with like a leprechaun hat. Oh, that's another one. Leprechaun is a fucking awesome movie.
I did find a movie. I think it's a Tubi original that I wanted to show Garrett. It's called Shark Side of the Moon.
Sick.
And it's literally they go to the moon and there's like fucking shark aliens. Like, they like burrow through the sand and you see their fin in the shark sand. So yeah, like I was gonna tell you about that. Yeah.
Starring Kevin Bacon.
Yes.
Ours was a good movie.
Hopefully it's not as boring as Pink Floyd.
Oh, can we do a separate movie podcast? I feel like
yeah. Oh fuck yeah. I mean,
sorry, we're just talking about it.
No, it's fucking good. It's awesome, man. Well,
what are your favorite movies, Chuck? We want to know.
Oh, okay. Well, shit. They're all over the place. So, The Thing is probably one of my. I can watch it all the time. You know, the remake with
the Kurt Russell one.
Yeah, Kurt Russell. Yeah,
Kurt Russell.
that one is so fucking awesome. I just watched it recently. Tombstone. I love that fucking movie. The Kurt Russell movie. Animal House is just fucking classic. And Christmas Vacation. I love that one.
Movie, yes.
And then I'm trying to think as far as like sci-fi, because that's really, I mean, Planet of the Apes, I fucking love. Soylent Green, Omega Man, but I would probably have to say Rogue One is like.
Rogue One is
shit. Okay.
Great movie. Yeah.
Out of all the Star Wars movies, that's most action packed and a beautiful story in the One New Hope.
Perfect part of the timeline too, with the spies and shit. Great.
Yeah. I just thought that movie was like start to finish so good. I mean, I love the original ones. They're classics, right? But that movie, I could watch it over and over.
Probably, I think that's probably one of the best ones that came out of the newer movies.
Yeah. Oh, and one more. No Country for Old Men.
Oh yeah,
great
Coen
movie,
Brothers, man.
Yes.
Like every Coen
Wait,
Brothers
no one
movie.
said Mars Attack.
Oh, Mars Attacks. I got a tattoo of one of those motherfuckers.
Reanimator.
Oh god.
Reanimator. That's a good one too. Yeah.
There's a lot of good movies.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Ugly Night, dude. I'm just naming all ridiculous.
Yeah,
ones.
There you go. Well, guys, I really appreciate you being on Fans with Bands. This has been so much fun.
Thank
For having
you.
us.
I've got just one last question.
Okay.
It's the controversial question. You may have heard it before, and that is pineapple or no pineapple on pizza?
Yes.
No!
Pineapple on
Yes.
pizza.
No.
It's called Hawaiian.
No.
You're out of the band.
No.
No.
Bye.
Yeah,
I fucking
It's
love
called
it.
Hawaiian
I'm not
pizza.
even in the
I
band
just,
yet.
I think like
I have leftovers
Oh.
in my fridge right now.
I like pineapple on pizza, but the real question we want to know, I think, honestly, from you, Chuck, anybody out there,
All right.
you put on your hot dogs. And go.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We fucking
gotta
love
get it
hot
in.
dogs.
Yeah,
so
we
Yeah.
gotta-
Hot dogs. Well, I honestly think
Yeah.
so. All right, this may be.
What we do.
I may alienate people. If you put fucking ketchup on your hot dog, that's fucked. It should only be mustard, and that's it. And maybe some onions.
You'll hate me, man. I love
I'm
ketchup.
out of here.
Ketchup, mustard, relish.
I'll go to a goddamn salad bar and dump everything on hot dogs. Yeah. Hey, Davey and I, we'll fucking slice it down the middle, throw a fucking hot
Pickle
dog
spear.
or a pickle
Oh.
spear in there.
That's
Yeah.
yeah. That's what
Yeah.
you do.
Well, no, I definitely like the ones. Remember, my mom used to make these.
I
You
was
split
just-
the hot dog,
Oh, what's that?
put the cheese in the middle, and wrap it in bacon. Boom.
Oh yeah.
You're making me
those-
hungry, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
Smoked
man.
hot dogs, smoked game.
Oh,
day
yeah.
dogs.
Oh, yeah.
man.
Yeah, now we gotta.
This-
We'll have to meet up for hot dogs sometime. That'll be awesome. Hot dogs and beer.
Absolutely.
We would
Yeah,
love
we're
that.
trying to get it to a backyard barbecue show where we just have somebody manning a grill, handing out slinging glizzies all day while we're thrashing. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
It's just glizzies.
Yeah, just
Yep,
glizzies, thick glizzies.
Thin glizzy.
Big glizzy.
Thick glizzy.
Greg said pineapple all day, and he says no ketchup.
He's
Adults.
wrong.
I'm out of here.
only use mustard.
I'll tell you, hey, I'll tell you,
Ketchup goes on pizza.
So I personally, my wife and
Pineapple
I,
and
we
hot
will do
dogs.
like we'll do like a garlic crust on something with pineapple, pepperoni, and I think it's ham. Those three together right there.
That's
And
a
then
good-
hey, if you
good-
could just dump an entire bottle of sriracha on it, or like
Hot honey.
hot honey, Mike's hot honey,
Oh man,
fucking game changer.
dude,
You know
that
what
sounds
comes to, dude?
that sounds
Comes
nasty.
so fucking hard.
Oh my god.
Well, guys, thanks again for being on Fans with Bands. I really appreciate it.
Oh yeah,
Thank you,
Oh,
Chuck.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We love what you do, man. Thank you
Oh,
for
thanks.
supporting local metal and local musicians. And yeah, man, keep on rocking in the free world. Doo, doo, doo,
right.
doo.
All right, thanks, guys. Thanks to Jimmy, Bubba, Adam, Davey, Garrett, Greg, and Uncle Tone for joining me on this episode of Fans with Bands. Convulsis is thrash metal at its finest. The riffs and hostility on their debut EP is awesome. It was great fun getting to know the band and hearing their stories on getting together and music in general. We had a ball talking about movies as well. If you're near Flint, be sure to catch Convulsis ripping it up at Parts and Labor on December 3rd. If you can't make the show, for the love of God, watch their Facebook page for more shows, and then go get their music on Bandcamp. See the show notes for all the details and links. These are tough times for everyone in the creative industries such as music. Your support of live streaming, purchasing music, and merchandise is critical. If you can help out your local artists, please do. If you are in the Michigan area, consider following the Playing in the Detroit Area Tonight Facebook page. It is a place for fans and bands to support each other and share our combined love of music. Thank you all so much for listening. Be sure to hit subscribe on your favorite podcast service to get each and every episode of Fans with Bands. Spread the word by rating the show and leaving a comment. We want to hear what you think. You can keep in touch by following us on social media. This is a Life in Michigan production. Until next time, be well and kick out the jams.